Welcome friends to another video, welcome to another review, and this time around I'm going to talk about a very cheap, very affordable fragrance from the house of ZARA, and this is called ZARA Sport 14.0. This is a part of the Heritage Selection lineup, but be careful, there are three different lineups with the same name. This is the Sport one, you also have Extreme and another one that I don't really know what it's called. It doesn't even matter because there are a lot of fragrances that Zara is putting on the market, and I'm going to tell you a little story about my relationship with Zara. Mainly, every single time that I go to a Zara boutique or outlet, I end up buying a bottle, at least one bottle of fragrance. Why? Because it's a habit of mine to do this for many, many years. That's why throughout the years I always gave you some reviews about some very interesting fragrances from this clothing manufacturer. I'm not the biggest fan in terms of their clothing, but also in terms of their fragrances. They are not the highest quality, they are not the best performing and whatnot. But sometimes you can actually find some really beautiful hidden gems in their collections, and therefore it's worth mentioning those fragrances. I've done this in the past years that I'm reviewing on this channel, and today I'm going to talk about this kind of fragrance because this ZARA Sport 14.0, it's a very interesting, almost hidden gem type of fragrance, especially if you love mint in your fragrances, especially if you love violet, especially if you love aquatic notes, especially if you love, let's say, refreshing herbal aquatic fragrances made for summertime, and not only summertime because you can wear this one in other seasons. The main condition would be to wear it in moderate or high temperatures. We have a very interesting presentation. This is how the bottle looks of this fragrance. It's not made out of aluminum, it's made out of glass, but it's painted like it would be made out of aluminum. And let's talk about quickly about the composition. We have violet, mint, bergamot, apple, lemon, grapefruit, watermelon, rose, sandalwood, cedarwood, musk, birch leaf, vetiver, and aquatic notes. Therefore, a lot of ingredients in the composition of this fragrance, but this doesn't mean that every single note you're gonna feel on your skin. What I get on my skin is a very interesting combination between mint, violet, birch leaf, also aquatic notes, and some hidden hints of grapefruit and vetiver. That's it. That's all that I get. Therefore, what I get out of this is something that manages to somehow resemble with a very expensive fragrance from a niche house, from my favorite niche house, Acqua di Parma, and that fragrance is Colonia Club. The mint note found inside ZARA Sport 14.0 manages to resemble to the mint note, to the herbal leafy mint note found in Colonia Club. But you have here birch leaf, which comes to the composition, mingles with the other notes, and manages to create a more, if you want, mature type of vibe to this fragrance. That's why I'm saying that this fragrance won't necessarily be everyone's cup of tea. Some may find it offensive, others may find it very likable and enjoyable. But one thing's for certain, this is, at least in the opening, for the first one, maybe 2 hours, very synthetic. And you're gonna get that synthetic vibe, you're gonna get that synthetic quality of the composition. But strangely enough, in the dry down, that synthetic vibe disappears almost completely, and you have a very beautiful scent left behind. It's not the most realistic, it's not the most natural, it's not the most high quality composition, if you want. But remember, you are paying for this fragrance, for this 100 ml bottle, about 12 euros, 13 euros, something like this. That's how much I paid for this bottle. It's very cheap, it's very affordable, yet it's quite enjoyable, especially if you love minty fragrances. Also, another thing that was curious enough for me, basically on my experience with Zara fragrances throughout the years, was the performance of this ZARA Sport 14.0, because it was unexpectedly good. I usually get with this one on my skin, wearing it in high heat, about 6 to 7 hours of longevity. Furthermore, I get about 1.5 hour of very strong projection, followed by about 45 minutes to 1 hour of moderate projection, and afterwards the scent becomes a skin scent. But it doesn't vanish completely. It still manages to give you whips throughout the wearing of this fragrance on your skin. So I would say for the price, for the composition, for the house, if you want, and their creations, it actually has really great performance, which is, well, what can I say? Very interesting, if you ask me. Therefore, I do enjoy this fragrance. It isn't one of my favorites, of course. I won't wear it very much. I just bought it because, as I told you in the beginning of this video, I have this stupid habit of buying at least one ZARA fragrance whenever I go into one of their outlets. But it's interesting, and for the price point, it's actually worthy of the money. It isn't very flexible and very versatile in wearing scenarios, and I don't know, wearing it with different types of clothes. But for a casual fragrance, for a summer fragrance, for when you go out with your friends to have a coffee, to have a beer, to have a drink or whatnot, for the holidays, if you want, in the summer, I would say that this is actually quite a good fragrance to have in your bag. Therefore, considering the price, considering the scent, considering the performance, I actually recommend this fragrance to you. I actually do. As I said, to me resembles quite a bit, especially in the minty accord with Colonia Pura from Acqua di Parma. It also somehow manages to resemble a bit with Colonia Futura this time around from Acqua di Parma, but it's quite interesting. Therefore, I highly recommend it. If you have the opportunity to go to a ZARA outlet and test the fragrance out, I highly recommend it. If not, try to buy a sample or a decant to try it first on your skin to see how it performs, to see how it smells. As I said, although it has a very rich composition, you won't get every single note from this composition. It strictly depends on your skin's chemistry and how it interacts with the fragrance. For example, I don't get any watermelon, and I actually like watermelon in fragrances, especially in summer scents. And if you want a fragrance, a good fragrance that has watermelon inside the composition, I highly recommend Burberry Brit Splash, for example, or if you want Ferrari Musk Essence. They both have watermelon inside the composition, and also they have aquatic notes. Therefore, you may enjoy them also. But I don't get the watermelon, I don't get the bergamot, I don't get the lemon, I don't get the sandalwood and the cedarwood, which are some of my favorite notes in fragrances. So that's why I'm saying give it a try, see what comes out on your own skin, see how it performs on your skin, and only afterwards, if you really want, go ahead and purchase a full bottle. Actually, this is so cheap that I could actually recommend it for a blind buy. Surprisingly good. To be honest with you, honestly impressed how good it is. But keep in mind, this is still a ZARA fragrance, and it actually is quite synthetic, especially in the beginning. Thank you for watching this video, guys. Thank you for your attention. As always, be safe, be good, and remember, smell good, feel good.